Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This one, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, is going to be a penguin, and I will put a picture right up here. I drew this out ahead of time, and this is a 5x7 panel from Artist Loft, primed with burnt umber. I'm using a small angular brush and then just outlining my penguin in black. So a little bit of background about this painting. This is going to be a part of my kind of holiday series. So I did a poinsettia painting already, and that's already up, so I'll put a link at the end of the video if you want to watch that, and then I'll put it in the description as well. But yeah, I'm doing some holiday paintings for the end of December, and this is one of them. The painting that I had showed you, I actually took. We went to a Meet the Penguins, and I talked about it a little bit in my poinsettia video, so I won't go into detail again, but yeah, it was really fun. I got a lot of really great pictures. Maybe I'll put some additional photos up throughout the painting, and yeah, I feel like it was just the best experience. But anyway, so for this painting, this is just straight black out of the tube. And then his little beak there, I made gray, so white and black, and then just doing shadowing and details, with my reference photo. And feel free to go ahead and screenshot that photo if you want to, kind of use that as your reference photo as well, or use another photo, whatever you have. Or just enjoy the video and don't follow along. That's cool too. Sometimes I like to watch art videos just for the sake of watching them, not necessarily to learn. But yes, I totally understand that. And yeah. Oh, I said this in my last video too, but the holiday music is new. I really like it. I hope you guys do too. And yeah, I'm blocking in some white now as well on this penguin. And you'll see me adjusting to kind of angle it. I tried to cut out as much of that as I could, but I wanted to show that I did paint the feet. And that's just a gray as well. But yeah, the lighting setup, I was trying to figure out, and so it looks good on camera, which is the important part, but for me, I had a horrible glare. So sometimes I was trying to move my panel around. But yeah, I feel like that's one of those things that I feel like I'll get better with time, but I'm trying to figure out the best setup to create these videos for you guys. But yeah, anyway, adding some highlights to his little flipper there, and then a little bit of gray shadowing on the belly, yeah, and in the neck, yep, so just kind of adding detail. And then my brush strokes are really short, choppy, to kind of give the impression of almost feathers. Penguins actually do have feathers. They're really small and really fine though, so it kind of looks like fur, but they are actually feathers. So fun fact. Yeah, put a little highlight there on the beak. Yeah, and then where the black and the white meet, I kind of do a little bit of feathering there too, just to kind of blur them together. This is an oil painting, so my paint, it will not dry between layers, but if you're using, you could definitely use acrylic for this. It's very it's a very simple painting. It's white, black, and then I go into the background and add a little bit more detail, but you can make the background whatever you want. You could just make it, a flat color. But yeah. So just adding some highlights to his back. Or her. I don't know if this penguin was a boy or a girl. I don't remember. Not that it matters. But anyway. So now that's pretty much it for the penguin. It was really, really easy to do. But yeah, so I'm adding in some snow in the background. And oh, I just bumped my panel. But yeah, so I'm using a little bit bigger of a brush. This is also an angular brush. I really prefer, that's just my preference, but you can use anything. A flat brush would work really well here too. Yeah, so I'm just adding snow and then making it lighter closer to us to kind of help push the background back. And I think I go in later with a darker color for the background as well. So yeah, typically how I like to do is just put down a like a middle value, and then lighten up the front, and then darken, there we go, yeah, and then just like darken up the back. This is kind of almost like a grayish purpley taupe color. So to mix this, you're just gonna want to take some red, some blue to make a little bit of a purple, and then you're gonna want to add some white to that to kind of lighten that up. And then if it's a little bit too vibrant for you, you just throw a little yellow in there and it'll mute it down. So for this blue sky, I started with kind of like almost like a palish blue, but it was a little too dull and I wanted something brighter, so I went in with a cerulean and white mixture. So I added some white to like lighten that up, because then it was like too bright. So yeah, it's just kind of about finding the right balance. And I'm just outlining the penguin to, you know, fill in that space. And yeah, this guy's pretty easy. Then we'll go in with some clouds. For clouds, you can go in with straight white. Like if you're using oil, it will blend in fairly easily. If you're using acrylic and your background is already dry, for clouds, I recommend maybe making a few shades. So I would just make a light blue, and then mix in your white. Like put down a light blue layer of the clouds and then like buff in white highlights. That's kind of that would be my approach if you're doing this in acrylic. And then the mountains, I probably should have left this blank so that I could add these mountains in a little bit easier, but I didn't. So we're just gonna go for it and paint over the blue and see like how oils, they blend nicely, but they don't layer nicely. So if you have, like, if you're working in oils and you have the time, you could just let them dry. Or you can kind of do what I did and just paint over it and then kind of like go through and add a few more coats, if you will. And eventually it will turn brown. But yeah, honestly, I'm so excited and I'm so pleased with how these like first two videos have come out for my like holiday kind of like collection. Yeah, they're just really cute and fun. I've just enjoyed them. They're like low pressure. I think this painting took me maybe like 50 minutes to an hour. I'm not exactly sure, but it was less than an hour. Yeah, so that was nice. The other thing I forgot to do here is put a shadow below the penguin. I did not do that in this video, so if you wanted to, you can just pull some of that shadow, like that darker snow color, that like purpley, and you can put it under the penguin, and that would work as like a good shadow. So what I just did there was added some green for trees, and then I'm just going to be dotting on some white onto the mountains. So yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty easy and quick painting, I would say. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And here's the poinsettia painting I was talking about. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and rest of your week. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.